Okay, I'm just waiting for my lovely group to arrive. And I'm really enjoying this mantra on my website. This Kali mantra is really amazing. So when you arrive, just check in either by checking in on the chat box toward the bottom of the screen, or else you can check in. Actually, that's the only place you can check in. Okay, I've got that. I still have 1 minute. Actually, you know what? My clock on my computer is fast. I think I still have 3 whole minutes before people start arriving. I'm going to take time and organize my notes even more. Yes, this is the one. Hey friends, when you arrive, please let me know you're here by checking in on the chat box. Okay. All right, my friends, so I am just waiting for a few people to get signed on here, and then I'm going to get started in probably about 3 more minutes. And I'm taking advantage of this quiet time to organize my notes. And actually maybe even add a few notes here for some things that are okay. Actually, that feels really good. All right, it looks like we have a few people signed on already. And if you can hear me, I want to make sure that you know to check in. So I'm going to make a note here in the chat box just in case people get a little can start the webinar. So I'll make the notes here in the chat box just in case you can read. Okay, so I want everyone to understand that normally I post the link for the Google Hangout right away, but then what happens is people start logging onto the Hangout and they have their mics turned on and we can be in the middle of a meditation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post a link to join me on the Hangout after we've done the meditation. So I'll make all the announcements first and you all can just watch from the webinar. And then I will post the link for the Hangout. And then you can join me after we've done all the quiet stuff, okay? All right. So I'm going to put that note in the chat box too. Okay, my friends, I think I'm ready to go ahead and get started. And I'm hoping that you all are able to hear me and see me okay. If not, I will be checking in with the chat box that's on the Sacred Community Healing Space page to see if there are any questions as we go along. Otherwise, I'm just going to rock and roll and get started with this program. I want to just point out a few things to you about the Sacred Community Healing Space room. There is a link just about the space. There's a bit of information about the page. There's the link for you to make your donation. And then there's also a section that talks about the music. So you might have noticed that there's a play or pause button at the top of the screen. And for me, it gets smaller and smaller every time I point to it. For whatever reason, it's doing something very Mercury retrograde. But anyway, you can turn on the music or turn off the music using that link. And also, the piece is one that I've chosen specifically for this day. So let me go ahead and tell you a little bit about the event today. And let's see. So the event, I'm calling this, okay, so this is our full moon shadow event. So twice a month, I do moon gatherings here in the Sacred Community Healing Space. And the new moon event is held around the time of the new moon. The full moon event is held around the time of the full moon. Now, because the moon dates are always different, the full moon is not always on the same day every month, the new moon is not always on the same day every month. The dates of these events are going to shift. You can always check the calendar, which is indicated here on my website, and you'll know exactly what the date is. Now, what I did was if you want to go ahead and sign up for the new moon event, I am going to paste a link here for that in the chat box. Please don't click it now because I want you to stay here with me, but it'll be there and you'll be able to find it. And also, you know, I send out regular emails, so it'll be there for you. So the next event is going to be on Sunday, October 2nd at 8 o'clock in the morning, Pacific Standard Time. So if you're on the west coast of the US, it'll be 8 a.m. And you can figure out your time for wherever. The next new moon event is going to be, the new moon is about doing light work. The full moon is about doing shadow work. So we're in the full moon cycle right now. So we're going to be doing shadow work today. And the event in October, on October 2nd, will be about doing light work and being more, thinking more about what we desire. Today, we're going to be thinking about what we don't desire, and we're going to also be doing a very, very powerful meditation and incantation to release the shadow energy. So we're going to do shadow work. We're going to do a very beautiful meditation to help us release the things that we don't want any longer. And then we're going to do a healing, a group healing. I'm going to also work with people who are participating. I'll be working with you one-on-one. And that's the time when I'm going to give you the link to the Google Hangout so that you can come on and I can see you face to face, just because it makes me feel more comfortable to be able to see you face to face when we're doing one-on-one healing. For me, that feels great. Also, if you prefer not to come on Google Hangout because you don't want to be seen, that's perfectly fine too. I can also work with you without you being on Google Hangouts. It's just the way I prefer it, is if we do. But I'm perfectly effective not having you in front of me or seeing your face, okay? So I want to just check in on the chat box and see if there are any questions. So I'm going to just refresh my page, and if you have any questions, feel free to type them into the chat box right below the webinar, okay? So I'm looking there, and I don't have any questions, and I have a few people still on. So if you all have any questions about anything, please let me know. All right. Oh, I want to tell you also about, I need to tell you about two programs. So we have the New Moon event, but then there are two other programs that I'm starting. One is the Spiritual Warrior. That starts this coming Saturday at, that starts at 8 o'clock this Saturday, Pacific Daylight Time. So if you're on the West Coast, early Saturday morning, you get up, you spend a couple of hours with me working on your alignment with Source, working on manifesting your dreams, and then boom, 2 hours later, you're done and ready to start your weekend in a very powerful way. So all the details for the Spiritual Warrior Mastermind, I have a link for that also, so I'm gonna copy and paste the link here in the chat box. Oops. Spiritual Warrior. Actually, going to cut and paste a little bit better this time. Copy. All right. Paste. Boom. Done. All right, so that is now posted for you. I also have a new thing that I'm starting called the Spiritual Warrior Mentorship. Now, this mentorship is for a limited, select group of women who are wanting to become mentored into this spiritual practice. And it's an intensive program, and it's for people who are really committed. So there's an application that goes along with it. That program starts in October, and I will be emailing you details. And some of you will get a very special private invitation from me to join me for this very special program that is close to my heart. All right, so that's enough with the announcements. Let's get into what we're going to be doing today. And again, I'm refreshing the page to catch up because there is a delay. Unfortunately, there is a delay on my with the webinar when it shows up on my page. So just kind of going with the flow of that. If you find that that the page crashes, just refresh or log off for a moment and then log back in, and then you'll be able to pick up where we've left off for today. So the event today is called the Full Moon Shadow Gathering, and I'm actually giving this event a very special spin because it's something that came to me, and as I understand, essential for people who are wanting to transcend their ego and overcome their feelings of limitation in the material world. So I'm calling today's event The Phoenix Descends, inviting Kali Ma for transformation. So the idea is that we know about the Phoenix rising, and we hear about that a lot, about the Phoenix rising. And it's the story of this beautiful bird who has crashed and then rises from the ashes of her destruction. So we want to do for today, we're in the full moon releasing phase of the universe. We want to actually focus on the descent of the Phoenix into and her burning. So that is why we are invoking the beautiful Hindu goddess Kali Ma to work with us during today's event. Now, normally during the moon gatherings, we want to wear light colored clothing or white clothing. But for today, I've chosen to wear my dark sarong because Kali is known in the universe as the Dark Mother. She's the energy from which all things have emerged. So we like to really focus on light because we think that light is all good. But we have to remember that this light emanated from a dark, swirling mass of energy. And this dark, swirling mass of energy is fertile, it's abundant, it's powerful, it's also nurturing, it's also enigmatic, it's mysterious, it's embracing, it's cooing, it's being in the womb before you emerge. It's the lotus flowers grow in dark, murky waters. It's the dark murkiness. This is the goddess Kali. And so we're calling Kali to come forth for us today and us to help initiate us, to take us on a journey into the darkest part of ourselves. So the full moon on Friday, I think it was Friday or maybe it was Thursday, either way, the full moon rose in, oh, I just got bit by a mosquito on my back and it itches. The full moon rose in Pisces. So the sign of Pisces represents the 12th house, which is the house of mystery, of things that are hidden, of darkness, of deep, powerful sensuality. So with the full moon rising and illuminating this very powerful house, this is a great opportunity for us to go into this house and to see those mysterious aspects of ourselves. And you know me, friends, I'm always about transformation, really, really powerful, and having the beautiful expansion that comes from being in this place of power. So this is a wonderful opportunity for us to go deep into our dark aspects, to use the beloved brightness of the moon that mystery, that femininity, and to use the destructive, fierce, protective, expansive power of Kali Ma to break open our shadows and for us to come to a powerful place of self-illumination. That's what we're going to be doing today, and I hope you love this experience because it is super, super powerful. I'm excited for it, and I know that you're going to love it. So I'm going to do a little check-in and see where you all are while we're moving forward here. I'm opening up my browser so that I can check in with you. Okay, I did. I didn't do it on purpose. I did it because Mercury's retrograde and Mercury said, hey, hit that button right there. Let me show you what happened. I fell for it. My bad. I won't do that again. I promise. Okay, friends. So another thing I wanted to point out to you was about the numerology that we're undergoing right now. So right now there is the number 9. So the numerology for this year is number 9. The way that we arrive at that is we take the last 4 numbers of the year, 2016, and we add them together. Really, really simple. So 2016, you add those numbers together, you get the number 9. What the number 9 represents is completion. It represents that this is the time for the old paradigm to end. It's complete. It's done. So everything that we're doing right now is about facilitating the end. We're all in transition right now, all around the world. Old structures are ending. We're inviting in a new president into the United States. We're inviting in new relationships to our lives. We're inviting in, most importantly, a new relationship with ourselves. But before we invite in that new relationship, we need to lay to rest the old relationship. We need to lay to rest the old self. And that's what we're going to be doing today with this beautiful energy of, uh-oh, did I do it? Am I on? Yes, I am. Okay, sorry guys. Just got a little bit confused there because I had a pop-up for my screen. So right now, we're in the 9 year. We're letting things transition. Next year, we're moving into a 10-year. So when you add the numbers together, you get the number 10. And 10 is 1 and 0. That can represent the number 1, but it also, the 0 on the end, adds amplification and expansion to the number 1. So number 1 represents authority. This is not talking about the authority of governmental structures. It's not talking about the police. It's talking about your own relationship to your own inner authority. So after completion comes a reemergence into your new self. How you emerge in the next, by what you've done in these past years. This is a really powerful opportunity for you to really come forth for 2017 with a sense of power, a sense of self-love, a sense of direction, a sense of optimism, a sense of the resources, the sense of support. I have the support to do. Powerful year we're in right now because you're setting up a really powerful foundation for the future. And of course, we know what comes after number 10. It's everybody's favorite number, 11. So when we get ready to roll into 2018, isn't it 2018 and 11, right? 17, 18, yeah. That's going to be the number 11. Now plus 1 is 2. So it's an opportunity for us to become unified, to connect with others, but always that first steps with the self. So developing a relationship with yourself today is setting you up for the next several years to be powerful, the year of your dreams, the year beyond your wildest imagination, for joy, ecstasy, creativity, and passion. So that's what we're doing today. It all starts right here, right now. So now I'm going to, with confidence, check this screen and make sure that everyone is signed in. Okay, I see that we do have folks signed in, and I see Kenya is checked in, so thank you so much for checking in. We're going to keep on rolling because I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to rock and roll. Oh, there are a few more things that I want to share with you before we start the next phase. Yes, I've talked about the eclipse. I've talked about the numerology. And I want to give you a little image to think about right now. I want to give you a little image to think about. I want you to imagine a little beautiful egg, a beautiful little white egg. And in the center of that egg is a beautiful little chick. And this chick has been developing. And she's now getting too big. She's getting too big for her shell. And what she's going to do now is start breaking through because she's growing. And her body is pushing her against the walls of the shell. And then she also has her little beak and her little claws to help her claw her way out of the shell and peck her way out and to make it easier. So when you are consciously working with spirit to expand yourself, when you're constantly working with spirit to expand, you are in fact helping, like you're like the little chick pecking with her beak at the shell, breaking it free. When you're unconsciously expanding, you feel pressure on your body, and if you're not conscious, you don't know what that pressure is. You're like, oh, I feel uncomfortable. I was comfortable in this shell, and now I'm not so comfortable in this shell. Now it feels claustrophobic. I can't breathe. I feel like I'm suffocating. What's happening? I feel stagnant. So by coming to the moon gatherings, by doing, by joining in classes, by doing a daily practice, you're keeping yourself very, very conscious about your relationship with the world around you. And when you are actually using your little beak, the brain, to peck away at the shell, then you're setting yourself free in a conscious relationship with the universe. And it feels a lot less scary. When you're in the shell and things are changing around you, you're in the shell and you're not having your eyes open, you're unconscious. It can feel scary when it feels like your world is collapsing on you. But actually, what you don't realize is that you're expanding into a new dimensional aspect of yourself. This is beautiful, you know? So I'm going to say thank you, and I appreciate you for taking the risk and being a conscious co-creator with the universe and consciously co-creating with me as we embark on this journey, together. All right, so we are now ready to talk about shadow work. So what I want to do is I want to ask everyone to please, in the chat box, I want for everyone to type in what their issue is, okay? So if you have an issue, and I'm going to just write it here in the chat box. Type in your issue. And what I mean by issue is I want everybody to write down where they are feeling or that they are feeling area where you feel challenged about your life. So go down to the chat box and type in area, or type in an area where you feel challenged in your life. So your area could be, an area could be box. Type in what your issue might be, someplace where you want to feel healed or you want to experience some form of transformation. And Denise has typed in love life. I see you, Denise. Thank you. That's very good. Kimberly has typed my job. Her self-love coming from guest 362. I love how they, I love that thing. That's good. Very, very good. So what I want you to do right now, I want everyone to close their eyes for a few moments, and just wherever you're sitting, please be sitting. I want you just to, with your palms open, I want you to put your palms on your knees face down. So palms connecting with your knees in whatever position you're in. And what I want you to do is to connect with your body. This is a mini meditation. This is not our primary meditation. So don't worry about getting totally relaxed if you don't feel yet. You'll get there for the big meditation. But for right now, I want you to feel your body. Feel your feet. Feel the presence of your feet. Expand your awareness into your feet. Expand your awareness into your legs, your hips, your belly, your whole torso, your arms, your hands, your neck, your head, your face. Just expand into this awareness. Now, focus on that thing that you feel like you need a breakthrough, that area where you need a breakthrough, whether it's self-love, your job, or your love life. Just allow your feeling of disconnection from power. So your powerlessness around this area, or if it's doubt or fear, allow whatever feelings come up for you. Just allow yourself to feel them in your body. Notice how your body is responding to your negative perception about this thing. So what you're doing right now is you're becoming consciously aware of the connection between your body and your mind. You're becoming consciously aware of how your body is responding or reacting to your mindset. So as your body, as your mindset on what is not have, your body has a reaction. So the reaction that you're having in your body is actually an emotional reaction to this thing that you are thinking. Yeah. So just try to expand your awareness of your mind-body connection. And what I want you to do is to open your eyes, and I want you then to chat to in the chat box. Tell me what it is you're experiencing. Just type in what you noticed in the chat box, please. What you noticed about your connection to between your body and your mind. So what I noticed was that my choice, the thing where I feel limited, is an idea of having more powerful thoughts. So I'll just briefly explain to you that I'm at a stage where I've accomplished my dreams. And there's a part of me that feels afraid of what happens next. I don't feel expansive. I feel like I've reached a ceiling, a glass ceiling, right? Like I can see a more expansive me, but I don't know what she's thinking about or what she's doing. You know, she just looks glorious and expansive, but I don't feel like I can reach her. And I don't know, like what great gifts she wants to bring into the world. And what I noticed in my body when I kind of let myself tune into that disconnection was I noticed that there was a mosquito bite on my right leg, and it became very itchy and irritated. So by awakening to that sense of self, I became very aware of my itchiness or disconnection about this thing. Now it's very simple, but it's very symbolic. So for me, this itchy leg is on my right leg, and the right side of the body is the masculine side of the body. It's the active side of the body. It's the part of the body that goes forth in the world with action, with logic, with reason. It's the masculine side of the body. Now, what that tells me is that my own movement forward in my life is getting my attention. It's the masculine part of me that wants to have my attention. So I want to hear from you all to find out what parts of you are not moving forward, or what part of you you noticed, or what part of your body spoke to you when you were focusing on that thing that you don't want. All right, and please feel free to put any questions that you have about anything in the chat box. And I'm going to refresh the screen. Okay, so I haven't gotten any responses from anyone yet, but you all are probably typing. But what I'm going to do is keep on rocking and rolling, and then we'll come back and check in on those responses. So the shadow work aspect of our event today is about us it's about us understanding the nature of why we don't feel connected, or why we don't feel self-love, why self-love eludes us, or why the feeling of connection eludes us. And also that fear keeps coming up very, very, very strongly. So when we do shadow work, we are going into the source of disconnection, the source of fear. And Denise has written that she said that during her connection to that shadow energy, she felt tears and began to cry, and her heart felt lonely. And it's those feelings. That's very, very, very deep connection. Very good, Denise. Thank you. Very good. That connection, those feelings of the tears, that feeling of loneliness is showing us, or showing you, where you need to do your shadow work. So that's the perfect entry point for you to go into deep shadow. Kimberly has written that she felt very tight and painful around the heart and abdomen. And then she says, but when you pointed out this is the manifestation of connection between mind and body, I felt appreciative of being able to appreciate that, of being able to feel that. Yeah. I love it. Kimberly, that's really important, because one of the reasons why shadow work feels hard for people is because it doesn't feel fun. They feel stuck. They feel confused, and they don't know how to work with their resistance to their own shadow. So one of the things that we're going to do today, by having some very specific shadow work exercises, we're going to do one shadow work exercise that I'll teach you. By having an exercise, it gives your mind kind of a way to work on something that it doesn't want to work on. And having that appreciative feeling that Kimberly spoke about really helps your mind to do the work that it doesn't want to do. So when you can kind of train yourself to feel appreciative of the tightness, to feel appreciative of the tears, of the burning, to feel appreciative of the loneliness, to feel appreciative of the feelings of abandonment, or whatever it is you're experiencing, then you are training your mind that it's okay to be afraid. It's okay to feel shadow. It's okay to feel disconnection. It's okay to feel lonely. I'm willing to feel this because it's going to help me feel more strongly, and it's going to help me heal, and it's going to help me manifest my desires. Very, very good. And Denise also says that her left inner elbow is itchy, and she scratched it, and now it has a mark. So now you have a visualization. Although you rarely see your own elbow, I'm sure. I rarely look at my elbows. This is one neglected part of the body until, of course, you bump it like I did yesterday. Excellent work, my friends. Okay, so I'm going to move us into doing a shadow work exercise. So I hope you have a pen and paper handy, and I'm going to give you just a few seconds to get your pen and paper. And I think what I'm also going to do is I'm going to invite you all into the Hangout right now so that we can talk through yeah, and that's what I'll do. I'm going to invite you all into the Google Hangout, let you participate with me in the Google Hangout for the shadow work, and then we'll sign out of the Hangout when we do the meditation, because the meditation is going to be the very last thing that we do. So you won't be live, or I'll close the invitation for the Google Hangout at the meditation time, so you'll be able to watch it, but you won't be able to we won't be able to hear you or see you, okay? So let me post the link to the Hangout now. And I'm going to do this in the way that I feel like I know how to do it, so I don't disconnect. There we go. There's the Hangout link right there, my friends. So please go ahead and sign on with me with the Hangout. I better text it here. Okay. So it seems that we have some viewers on YouTube, which is very nice. And unfortunately, if you're on YouTube, I don't have a way of communicating with you right now, just because I don't have you linked in on YouTube. I'm doing this through my personal web page, so I'm interacting with people there. So I'm sorry, I'm not trying to ignore you. It's just I'm trying not to spread out my focus too much. All right, so I'm still waiting for my peeps to sign on to the Hangout here so that we can do shadow work. And I see Kimberly has signed on. Hi, Kimberly. And we have some viewers on YouTube. And Kimberly, I think maybe I'm gonna, oh, actually, never mind. I think I can mute your microphone. Let's see, mute, yes. I'm muting microphones myself. I've learned how to do that. I'm learning. Let me tell you, friends, I'm learning a lot, and it's been very good. All right, so I've got Kimberly here signed on, and if anybody else is going to sign on to the Hangout, now is the time. And I am going to also start talking to you all about this shadow work exercise. So the shadow work exercise that I'm going to talk to you about today is called understanding what you don't want, right? And this is a really, really simple exercise. And the reason I've chosen it is because, number one, my intuition said that this is the one that we need to be doing right now. So I'm going to follow my intuition and not doubt. I had planned on doing another exercise, but this one is like, come on, do this one, and so that's what I'm gonna go with. And I'm going to just talk to you about not understanding what it is you don't want. So the idea is, what if you know what you don't want, but you aren't necessarily sure of what you do want, right? So what we're going to do is come to an understanding of what it is that you actually don't want. And then you can use that to understand what you do want. So this is kind of like a really foundational exercise. And this is what most people are doing with their lives anyway, but they're doing it unconsciously. So today I'm going to bring conscious awareness to this area of understanding what you don't want so that you can be led into understanding what you do want. Also, this feels like it's a very good exercise for us to do today because we are working with the full moon energy. And the full moon energy is very much about releasing the things that you don't want. So I guess my intuition makes perfectly good sense. That's almost like rational, logical thinking. Okay, so there we go. So what I want you to understand about being someone who doesn't know what they want, and this comes up. I know quite a few people who are very quick to say, I don't know. Like, how do you feel? I don't know. What do you want? I don't know. Should I do this? I don't know. And the thing is, sometimes we don't use the words I don't know, but we do have the attitude of I don't know. And really, it's the attitude of I don't know means that you're not taking responsibility, you're not making a commitment, and you're not saying yes to the universe. So for example, I went through a huge phase of not knowing what I wanted in a man. And I'd see all sorts of men and I'd be like, oh, I like that, but I don't like that. I like this, but I don't like this. And what I was really saying was, I was always going back and forth, like, oh, this guy's really wonderful, but, or this guy has these wonderful qualities, but, or I don't like this, but, so all this, I like this and I don't like that, and I don't know this and I don't know that, makes it so that you aren't really able to successfully be aligned with the thing that you do want. So today, we're going to get all that bullshit of I don't know what I want. We're going to get that out of our systems. Okay? So let's get that out of our systems. Let me give you a few more notes about what you don't want so that you can also understand the concept more profoundly. So not knowing and claiming that you don't know keeps you in the vibration of not knowing. So this is a law of attraction universe. You can't be operating at the frequency of success or power or excellent relationship or self-love or abundance. You can't be operating at the vibration of those powerful energies and be in the space of I don't know. So we have to come into a place of knowing so that we can raise our frequency to the vibration of attracting, of having, of manifesting. Okay? So one of the ways that you can help yourself know what you know and know what you don't know is to listen to your inner dialogues and notice your inner patterns. So by imagining what it feels like to know what you want, that is a way of opening your vibration. Morning. That way you can focus on, when you focus on knowing something, anything, you're actually changing the frequency of your aura. So for example, let's say that you don't know what it is you want for a loving relationship partner. I don't know what I want. Or I know what I think I know what I want, or I know what I think I want, right? All of that is all dialogue that's keeping you separated. It's keeping your frequency disjointed. When you are vibrating at that frequency, something desirable comes in and it's repelled because it's a not knowing. It comes in, it's repelled, it's a not knowing, a not knowing, a not knowing, right? I don't know. I don't know if you're right. I don't know. I don't know. Okay? When you choose to focus on what you do know, that changes your frequency. So where you were fragmented before, you now are able to come into a place of enlightenment or unity. So it can go something like this. I don't know what I want in a man, but I do know that I want to feel loved. I want to feel seen. I want to feel supported. I want to feel held. Those come very, very easily for me. So part of your daily practice, your daily meditation practice, can be to focus on that feeling of love, protection. What does it feel like to be protected? I immediately feel a man's strong arms wrapping around me. That feels lovely. To be seen, I imagine, I feel that this man feels me, sees me, is inspired by me. I'm giving in return to him seeing me. He sees me, and I can feel myself. And I can't wipe the smile off my face because I'm very in tune with this. I just manifested this very lovely man over the weekend. And I say I manifested him because that's what it was. It was a very powerful manifestation. I felt like I knew where I was going, and I felt like this had to happen because that's just where I am in my power. Recently I've just stepped into this power, which is why I need Kali Ma to come and take me to the next level, take me there fully, So this man is seeing me, and it's this feeling nature that calls into you what it is that you want. So that's why we have to get rid of the fragments, get rid of the things that we don't want, so that we can actually experience the things that we do want. When you're fragmented, it's very difficult to feel the sensuality in your physical body of the things that you do want because you're too fractured, you're too broken, It's like, oh yeah, can you imagine that you have $1 million in your bank account? You can if you aren't fragmented, but if you're broken, if you think, oh, I don't have that much money, I can't conceive of that much money, but I haven't done that before, how do I do that? That's all not knowing. All those questions you have, that's all not knowing. That is the thing that keeps you separated for feeling $1 million. And let me tell you something. I can feel $1 million very easily. Let me tell you what it feels like. It feels like lavish, unfailing abundance. It feels like creativity. It feels like luxury. It feels like high quality, and I can feel that in my pores. It feels like a fine manicure. It feels like, a deep conditioning treatment. All of this is really, really powerful for me. So this is why we have to do this exercise right now. All right. So listening to your inner dialogue, what kind of language are you using? Imagining what it feels like to have what you want, to be what you want, to be the person that you want, to have the thing that you desire. Pay close attention to your emotions, just like we did a few minutes ago where you felt the connection between your body, and Denise said she felt the tears. She felt an itchy elbow. Kimberly said that she felt that tension in her abdomen and her solar plexus, in her heart. So when you're feeling those feelings, that is your emotional guidance system telling you what's right for you and what's not right for you. Okay? So that's another way that you're going to raise your vibration. You also want to shift your thoughts from needing to know, instead, shifting your thoughts and allowing the knowing to flow to you. I hope that all makes sense. So let me hop back onto the, the page and see if if there are any questions that are coming in. It looks like everything is pretty good. I'm going to just refresh that page. And if there are any questions, feel free to type. I'm going to actually unmute you all on the Hangout. Just in case, I want to check in with Denise and see if you have any questions. Sorry, we're going to do this differently. Here we go. Denise, I'm unmuting your microphone if you have questions. Let's see. I don't seem to be able to unmute your microphone. Kimberly, can you hear me? Can you unmute your microphone yourself? Yes, you did. Okay, excellent. Do you have any questions?
I don't think so. Just like practically, we just like ask those questions and like feel how they feel.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to do a little exercise to kind of give you something a little bit more concrete, for sure. Okay? Excellent. All right, my friend. So I'm going to go ahead and get into that exercise right now. So here's an exercise that we're going to do. Here's an exercise that we're going to do, and it's called getting to the best possible scenario. So this is an exercise to help you discover what it is that you actually do want. So we're going to start with the idea of what you don't want. And so I want you all to think about an area in your life where you feel at a stalemate, or you feel stuck, or you feel like you can't break through. Now, you've already said we've had self-love, right? You've had a relationship. We've had, what else? Let me go back to the feed there and see what else we wrote there. Oh, the job, right? So it's love life, job, and self-love. Love life, job, and self-love. So you've got these areas where you feel like you're stuck, like you're at a stalemate, like you can't have a breakthrough. You don't know how to get to your breakthrough. What we're going to do is have you write down in your journal what it means to you in terms of your negative emotions. So how do you feel about these things in terms of your negative emotions? And you want to be as negative and as I want to say as negative as possible, meaning as authentic as possible. So go down as deeply as you can possibly let yourself go. So if I were going to look at that issue of having this idea of my dreams, my dream self, and not knowing where to go, like how to get to be this very powerful woman that knows what she wants. When I tune into the feelings, I feel disconnected. So I would write that down. I feel disconnected. I feel almost like it's suffocating me, like I feel stifled. I feel weak. I feel dumb. I feel like like I'm too old. I feel like nobody's helping me. I feel like I'm doing it alone. I could really get into the dark emotions on this. So I want you all to really write down the negative feelings that you have around this. And just take a couple of moments to do that. And I'm going to be quiet so you can focus. Okay, and we're going to take just another 10 seconds because you can also do this exercise on your own and kind of go deeper on your own. But either way, you're aligning with what it is you want and you're knowing what it is you don't want. Just to get through the rest of our workshop today. All right, so the next step is to explore what would happen if the circumstances surrounding the situation would improve. So, like, for me, if I only had an idea, a little bit of that woman's knowledge, this is how it feels to me, okay? I'm talking about this ideal self of mine. If I had a little bit of her confidence, how would my life improve? Well, I would feel like I have a hope, like I would have hope, like I would have inspiration, like I would know what to do when I got up in the morning, like I would know what to write, like I would know what step to take next. That would do tremendous things for me. You know, I can even feel myself starting to open up to that already. So what I want you all to do is to write down and explore and write down what would happen if any circumstancing the situation would improve for yourself. Or even what would happen if the opposite of the negative feelings were actually coming true. So take some time right now and explore that. Okay, and just taking another 10 seconds here. All right, so then let me actually check in with you. If you're on the Sacred Community Healing page, please type in your answers. But if you're in the Google Hangout, I want to ask you how you feel after that last step. Kimberly, will you unmute your mic and give me a little insight? How do you feel?
I definitely feel a lot better.
Amazing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, it's really cool. You look, the smile on your face It's
It
like you're
wasn't
beaming all of a
hard to
sudden.
get there either, which is surprising.
Yeah. No, it's not. And
You
the
don't have to
thing
know.
is,
It's awesome.
this is the opening. This is the opening for everything. This is why I think this exercise wanted to come through. Um, this, what you've done is raised your frequency. So before knowing, or there was doubt, there was fear, that's all not knowing, right? Not knowing is your power, your excellence, your abilities, your path, right? So before, it's kind of very low making. It makes you feel burned out, a little low frequency. I'll get that off your chest, and then you've made space for something new. And what you've done is taken that exercise and created a new way of feeling, and you've allowed yourself to transform. So Denise, I know you're on the call with us. If you would like to share, you can either type into the Sacred Community chat box, or you can come on to the Hangout and talk to us on the Hangout, as you want. All right, so the next step is to continue on with what I just talked about with Kimberly, which is the feeling. So what I want everyone to do is to close your eyes and to simply sit quietly with the positive, the positive attributes or the positive emotions, and just feel the improved situation. So like when we were sitting with our hands on our knees, palms down on our knees, I want you to sit now like that and to think about the positive things that you've just written down, okay? I'm going to do that about my higher self. I'm going to think about her confidence and me having it. And you really want to make sure you feel it in your body. You feel it in your body. Okay? All right. Wow, I feel relief. The most overwhelming sensation that I personally feel is relief. So I'm going to let you all sit like this for another minute. Okay, I'm going to give you a whole minute. So sit with whatever positive emotions are coming up for you. And really don't be afraid to let your mind take you off into a dreamland. You know, if you start seeing yourself, visualizing yourself with having the job you want, or feeling self-love, whatever images come up that are positive, chase those images and remember to come back to your physical body, okay? Bring those emotions into your body. So I'm going to give you one whole minute starting right now. All right, my friends. So sticking with that same kind of mood, just staying where you are with these feelings of pleasantness, feelings of relief, whatever they are, your next step is going to be to actually raise the stakes. So we now want to raise these feelings to an even more intense level. So I'm going to ask you, and I want you to close your eyes and just relax. I'm going to ask you, how could the situation get even better? And I want you just to focus on having this thing already and how it could even improve. And I want you to feel the connection in your heart and in your body, and really try to connect to the joy and the bliss of this feeling. And this is your highest excitement. So how could the situation get even better? Wow, that was some fun shadow work. Anytime you do shadow work and it ends with you having a really big smile on your face at the end, that's probably a very good shadow work exercise. Okay. All right. So if you all want to check in with me, go ahead and unmute your microphone and give us a chat if you want to share anything, Kimberly or Denise. All right. And if you're on in the sacred community healing, type your response into the chat box. All right. Denise, are you going to share something with us?
Can you hear me?
I can now. Hi.
Oh, wonderful. Hello.
Hi.
Well, that felt great.
Awesome.
I feel like my heart is lifted.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Excellent. I love it. I love it. And remind me of what your initial issue was.
My love life.
Okay. Okay. Do you mind before we started?
I'm sorry, I wasn't able to hear you.
Do you mind sharing with us some of the negative feelings you had around your love life before we did the exercise?
I felt very confused and I felt untrusted, very weak and heartbroken.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because you said that you were experiencing.
Uh-oh.
Denise, can you hear me?
Now I can.
Okay. All right. Were you able to, sorry, you had said when we were first connecting to that feeling, you had said that you had tears and that there was a feeling of loneliness, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. And now tell us how you're feeling.
I feel motivated, I feel beautiful, and I feel whole.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a big transformation. I totally love that. Excellent, excellent. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Of course.
So this is the beautiful thing about, and not all shadow work is as easy as, but I think I understand now why my intuition wanted us to use this simple exercise. We're working with the full moon in the 12th house, and we're using our guide. As I said earlier, Kali Ma is about the darkness, right? She's about the rich fertility from which all things spring. So everything comes from Kali into the world. It comes from darkness into light is birthed from darkness. You all just saw that in action as you had the darkness. You had doubt, fear, loneliness, the anxiety. And then you had this light, vibrancy, beauty, big smiles. You know, Kimberly's dimples. She's got these gorgeous dimples. And I get to look at these gorgeous dimples every time she smiles, you know? Lovely. So this is the work of the full moon shadow. So now what we are going is a meditation. Now that shadow work exercise is there for you to use whenever you want to use it. I suggest you use it a lot over the next 2 or 3 days. 3 days is coming to me because that's the, okay, so the message is that over the next 3 days, Kali Ma will spend an intense amount of energy with us, helping us to break through at the cellular level, helping us to break through the shadow and the resistance in our physical bodies at the cellular level. So be prepared, ladies, over the next 3 days to experience discomfort. I'm going to be honest with you. It may not feel comfortable, but it's essential and you are supported. So while this transformation is coming forth, feel free to call on your divine. Feel free to call on your divine spiritual team. So call on Kali Ma. Even though she's going to help you break down, she's also going to be the one to nurture you as you're going through this transformation. Call on her. Call on your elementals, your devas. Call on your angels and archangels, or your ascended masters. You can call on all of those beings, or you can call on, but Kali Ma is coming forth for you, and the message that I'm really getting is that she's going to do it all. It feels like she's going to be, and the message is, I'm your bread and your butter. Either I'm hungry or Kali Ma is being very funny. But I'm your bread and your butter. I'm your honey. I'm your milk, you know? And I'm all that you need to nourish you through this time. So for the next 3 days, for me, it's Monday. So I'm thinking Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but you all just be kind and gentle and loving with yourself over the next 3 days. So what we're going to do right now, I'm going to ask you all, if you're going to join in the Hangouts, to be muted, yeah? And I don't think anyone else is going to join us in the Hangout, but that's okay. What I'm going to do is to do a silent invocation for Kali Ma to come into this space with us. I am going to, oh, this is perfect timing because the mother here is actually praying at the altar. So we're going to go into silence for several moments. And here in Cambodia, they're doing prayers for the full moon still. They're doing prayers for the ancestors and mothers coming through and setting that up. Then we're going to go to temple later on today. So what I want you all to do who are listening and who are watching, I want you to get very, very, very quiet for several minutes. And I'm going to be quiet, and I'm going to connect to you through the space of silence and through our heart space. And I want you just to relax and enjoy the silence for 2 or 3 minutes. No, for 5 whole minutes. You're going to have absolute silence, or whatever you hear in the background here. But the space that we're going to occupy is silence. Silent meditation for 5 minutes. And then I am going to take you on a guided meditation journey. And the meditation is called meditation to set yourself free. So we'll be setting ourselves free, and then we'll come back together, and that will close out our gathering for the day. So again, 5 minutes of silence while I focus on the Kali energy, and then I'm going to take you right into the guided meditation. So you're going to just prepare yourself to sit quietly and still for the next 20 minutes. That's about how long this whole process will take, okay? All right, my friends, so just going into that silent place, please. Thank you so much. So take a long, slow, deep breath in and hold it for a moment. And then slowly exhale. And just allow any tension to melt away as you gradually relax more and more deeply with each breath. And take another long, slow, deep breath in. And then exhale, emptying your lungs completely with your out breath. And take a third deep breath in, and just taking your time, really expanding your lungs and holding it for a moment. And then letting it go. And you can already feel yourself beginning to relax. You feel yourself drifting into a state of deep relaxation. Just continue to breathe slowly and gently as you bring your awareness to the top of your head. And just sense or imagine a feeling of relaxation beginning to spread down from the top of your scalp, feeling the muscles in your forehead and temples relax, allowing your eye muscles to release, letting your cheeks and jaw soften as you let go of all tension, particular attention to the tension in your jaw. And now let this peaceful feeling flow down into your neck. Feel it loosening every muscle and every fiber. And with each breath that you take, this relaxing feeling becomes deeper and warmer. It works its way deep into the muscles in your shoulders, soothing them, releasing them. The peaceful feeling flows down from your shoulders into your arms, loosening the muscles in your upper arms, your forearms, your hands, relaxing and soothing all the way to the tips of your fingers. And as your body relaxes, your mind relaxes, and your thoughts become lighter. And you're slipping further and further into a dreamlike state of stillness and relaxation. And just bring your awareness to your chest and your stomach and feel how your body gently rises and falls as you breathe. This peaceful sensation flows throughout the area of your body, soothing every muscle and relaxing every organ. And turn your attention to your upper back and feel this relaxing sensation flow all the way down your spine. And as it gradually works its way down your body, you feel your muscles in your backs relaxing and unwinding. You feel your hips relax. And you relax your bum, and the backs of your thighs, the front of your thighs. You feel these large, strong muscles becoming looser and more relaxed with each moment. Soothing feelings of relaxation flow down through your knees and to your calves, your ankles, and your feet. Your entire body begins to relax completely, remaining tension from anywhere to flow out through the tips of your toes. You are comfortable, peaceful, and relaxed. And now it's time to leave the external world behind and go on a deep inner journey, a journey to a place of inner stillness. So I want you to picture yourself walking down a busy street that's full of shops and businesses. And you can see crowds of people hurrying from one place to another. Cars and buses line the roads, and they crawl through the city, bumper to bumper. And just up ahead, next to the sidewalk, you notice a narrow doorway between two buildings. It's a small opening that looks like a cozy retreat away from the hustle and bustle of the world around you. You walk toward the doorway, slipping easily through the crowds. You arrive at the doorway and you step inside the narrow entrance. It is dimly lit, warm and inviting, and it shelters you from the outside world. You take a few steps deeper inside the entrance and arrive at the top of a flight of 10 stairs. You slowly make your way down the steps, and as you do, the sound of the city begins to fade away. With each step you take, you feel yourself moving away from the noise of the world and down into a place of deep quiet. As you gradually descend the 10 steps, you sink deeper and deeper into a state of peaceful relaxation. 1 step, 2 steps, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You have reached the bottom of the staircase and you are feeling calm and deeply relaxed. You can barely hear the sound of the street above you now. It seems very far away. And before you is a tall wooden door, a door with no handle or lever with which to open. You study the door more closely and you notice that the piece has been carved into the surface. Just for now, contemplate this word. Feel the essence of the word release. And slowly you begin to feel a sensation of opening, of letting go, of releasing. And the door unlocks. Its old hinges creak as it slowly opens to reveal a small, round room. This room is a library filled with bookshelves, and it has a tall dome ceiling. You step inside the room, and slowly the door closes behind you. This room is a private place. It's secluded and very, very inviting. It has no windows, and it's very feel content, secure. At dusk lies a large, old, dust-covered book. All the weight of it. You feel a sense of wonder as you behold this grand old book. It has rested in this place for a long time, waiting for you since long before you were born. You open the cover and you notice that the pages are blank. This is a book of freedom. It has the power to free you from forthcoming event that frightens you. Any conflict with. That you're holding on to. And you feel is holding you back or that burdens you. Surrender your limitations and resistances to this book. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Just feel or imagine your thoughts and feelings being imprinted into this book. Release this book. Allowing the image of your mind and to flow out of the book. Let it go. And really sense that the pages are filling up with all your worldly concerns. The book absorbs them all. And more positive. You are being understood. You feel reassured and you feel relieved. And so just let those last thoughts and feelings flow onto the book. And know that this book is always go ahead and close the book. Reveal the sky above. Stand with your arms by the sky. Raise your forearm. Do this, your body begins to lift off. A wave flows through you as you realize to fly anywhere you choose. And you float, you descend. So with effortless ease, you begin to float toward the open roof above you. You glide up and out of the room and slowly into the sky. A one freedom as you fly higher and higher into the sky. You and it is smaller and you turn to look back to the earth. It is a small blue sphere floating in a vast emptiness. Take a moment to simply drift through space, admiring the beauty of the stars and the planet far below you. You are weightless, serene, and at peace. This floating sensation is profoundly relaxing. and you slip even deeper into a state of complete stillness. You feel as though you are a million miles from anything or anyone, and yet you feel connected to the entire universe. You feel vast, weightless, and timeless. From deep within the silent space inside you, a voice can be heard. It's time or space, like limitless, from all, free from all future, and it unfolds according to one. I do not strive to attain the things that I desire to flow to me. I am in the knowledge that all of my needs are taken care of, all of life's experiences. I am at peace. I observe, I accept them. If problems arise, I observe them with a calm time in the world. In the quiet spaces between my thoughts, inspiration comes to me. All becomes clear. My life transforms in magical and unexpected ways. Obstacles that once seemed impassable now seem insignificant. I rise effortlessly above all challenges to a place of serenity. Forward is becoming clearer and clearer. Every day, in every way, my life becomes more and more harmonious. I trust in the natural flow of life. I great my way. My consciousness is not bound by time or space. Like the universe, I am limitless. I am a part of a vast, unified wholeness. And take a deep breath. Now it is time to return home, to return to your wonderful life on earth. Take one last look around you at the infinite, glorious expanse of space. And know that you can return here at any time you choose, any time you seek clarity, any time you wish to free other worldly concerns. Since your open palms to the sky and imagine yourself floating upward, you will be instantly transported to this infinite space of peace and clarity. And gently lower your hands and slowly begin to drift back down toward the earth. And gradually you see the planet growing larger and larger. You pass into the upper atmosphere and through the wisps of clouds as you gracefully guide yourself to the city. The open roof of the library comes into view and you steer yourself toward it. You glide down into the library as your feet come to rest on the floor. The roof above you begins to slowly close all by itself. You look up and watch as the opening narrows and then closes completely. You feel relaxed and refreshed. Lighter, arrived. The old books still rests on the desk where you left it. You pick it up, open it, and you notice that all the pages are empty again. During your journey, it cleansed. Only pure white paper remains. The book and make toward the door. Make your way back up to feel yourself becoming more and more alert, more and more refreshed. We'll start with the 10th step and feel yourself taking each one by one. 10, 9. You're seeing yourself waking. 7, 6, 5, becoming more and more alert. 4, 3, 2, 1. And now you are back in the doorway, looking out onto a quiet city street. You are feeling clear and calm and peace. You notice that all the traffic has departed and that all the pedestrians have disappeared. You step out of the doorway and you can now see that all of the streets are quiet and empty. You are able to stroll freely and confidently to any place you choose, and you feel wonderful. You are ready to return to the waking state and to newfound freedom in life. And so just become aware of your physical body and open your eyes whenever you're ready. So, Kimberly, I've got you on the line. So, do you want to have a healing session? Unmute your mic.
No.
Okay. What do you think?
Did you say something? I think it may have cut out.
Okay, I feel it, I'm not able to hear you. The connection seems slow. Are you able to hear me, Kimberly?
I can hear you now, yep.
Okay, can you say, would you like to have a healing session?
Yeah.
Definitely, I'm not able to.
Can you hear me?
You
Kind of cutting out.
let me see if I can do anything. Okay, I'm feeling like I'm not able to have a good connection right. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and end this broadcast. To do it, I want to actually make permission to, I want to make sure that I have your permission to work with your energetic center, Kimberly. So can you nod your head if you want me to work on you? Is that that seems like a little head nod. Give me a big one. Yes, I have your permission. Excellent, perfect. All right, I'm going to make you big on the screen, and you just sit there for a few moments. And what I want you to focus on, is simply releasing what that you want. I'm going to tune in. And actually, I'm going to ask you to remove your gloves. Perfect. Okay, very good. Yep, even better. So just sit there and focus on what it is that you no longer want, whatever it is. And as you're focusing on those things, I want you to affirm in your head, I release. And the more momentum in your head that you can build up around releasing, it's going to help facilitate the healing that we're actually doing, okay? So again, the mantra is I'm releasing. I'm releasing doubt. I'm releasing self-doubt. I'm releasing self-doubt. I feel it being released. And things about sitting there for very fast, all right? So just nice deep breaths and go ahead and close your eyes. Oh. Okay. Just staying present there, Kimberly. Staying with what you're doing. You're doing a very good job. Okay, darling, you can come back. When you're ready, just open your eyes. So I want you to smudge your room really well. Do you have sage at home? Okay, smudge your room really well. I want you to smudge your room, and I want you to smudge your closet. And you have something in your, you have some attachment issues in your room. Is that your childhood room?
Part of my childhood, yeah.
Okay. Was that somebody else's room before?
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to smudge that closet. And you might even want to, over the next 3 days, clean really well. Like take everything out and then smudge it, and do you know why?
Not exactly.
Okay. Just there's something going on in that closet that wants to be cleaned out, and it's on. Is the door open on your right side?
The open side, you said?
Yeah. Is that's on? That's over your
My right shoulder.
right shoulder. Yeah. That got little attachment stuff going on in there. There's a little vortex of stuff going on over there. So clean it out, smudge it, and then you can put everything back. It's not a bad thing. It's just a vortex of stuck energy. Does it make sense?
Yeah, it's funny because I used to recently I used to feel like I needed my closet door closed when I slept.
Yeah. Sure, understandable. And that's the second time that closet has spoken to me, by the way. So, okay. So I think any questions for me, please ask. We can go ahead and sign off.
I think
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. And then I think you're going to have to speak more into the mic or something like that.
no, I don't have questions. Just a thank you.
Okay, okay, excellent, darling. Thank you. And I look forward to seeing you. Talk to you later, Kimberly. So I'm going to go ahead and end this broadcast. That was a lot of fun. Thank you for joining us. And see you next for in Paris, and hopefully won't be having so many technical difficulties. But yeah, next week on October 2nd, we'll be doing the new moon light work. So it'll be a new moon in Libra. We'll be doing more creative work for along the day, where we're focusing on our desires, though, on our shadow. So less work on the negative feelings, more in the things that are our lives. All right? All right, friends, talk to you. Bye for now.